So just a little addition. This is alive. I can see something splashing in the water over there, and these snails are living here. I've just realized that this is a fantastic place for snakes. So good morning. Yeah, so there's always one weird Indian dude staring at you. Here's the guy here. Hello, good morning. So this is the mangroves. This is quite a good contrast. So you see your man's made a pretty nice garden there. This is nice. This is pretty nice. I think it's illegal though. I think you're not allowed to make this. But it looks pretty nice. Hello. But then, like right next to it, you see this shit. So here we have it. The nice friendly people, but also the very weird people. A nice garden, probably illegal. The nice mangrove park in the city, but everybody just chucks their fucking shit in here. Don't give a fuck. So that's it. Welcome to India. I'm gonna go for a little walk through the mangrove. The tide's out. Right. I probably won't get through here though. It's too muddy. Too muddy and too shitty. We'll try. So these are the backs of people's houses. And this is a bit of nature actually in the city. It's pretty harsh though. You know, yeah, you get fucking bitten by mosquitoes, you get dengue fever. Can you see this? A dead rat being eaten by maggots. Nice. On the go, on the go. Nature's astonishing. This is so dirty and black, and yet I think there's actually frogs, maybe a few fish living in the water down there. It's nice, this contrast there. So I wanted to talk a little bit about like this contrast. Everything's a contrast in India. It's clean and it's dirty. People are so prissy about stuff being clean, and then there's a big shit just sitting right beside them on the pavement while they eat their lunch. A human shit, and the same here. So the manager, I'm staying in a backpacker hostel there. The hostel mantra: it's okay. It's okay. What I'm going to say might make it sound like it's not okay, but actually it is okay. And the manager's cool. He's a cool guy, right? So, like I go to the beach every day. I'm working out. I walk on the beach every day. I come back. I'm a bit sandy. I leave some sand in the shower. I try not to, but of course I do. My bed's a bit dusty. These things are true. So the manager says to me today, oh, the cleaner's been complaining about the mess that you make. There's some justification in that. On the flip side of that, occasionally you see a cockroach in my room. There's mold on the walls. You know, it's like that. The cleanliness of the place is actually pretty good for India, but it's you know, there's mildew on the walls, and The cleaner complains about some sand in my bed. My girlfriend complains about sand in the bed too. You know, so it's true what they say. But you know, so that's it. That's it. This is pretty hard going, eh? Not as bad as going through the mud though. The first time I came to the city, I think maybe my first or second day, I thought, yeah, let's take a trip through the mangroves. The tide was out, so this is over by Versova Social. So I just took a straight. I looked at the map, as you do, as some people do, as I do, and I thought I'll just go straight through the mangroves here. You know, from the city part of the city through this little mangrove park, and this will take me onto the beach. So I set off, and the mangroves are just like these, and you see, so I'm on a sort of raised ground where they've built the houses here, so I'm not actually in the mud. But if you try to go through the mangroves, even in a place that's not dirty, you try to go through the mangroves, it's hard going, it's muddy, it's overgrown, you have to, you know, weave between all the branches. The ground just sticks to you, everything's slippy and covered in mud. And of course the mangrove here, exactly the same. However, the mangrove here is full of rubbish as well, and human shit, and it's totally gross. It's totally gross. So I come out the mangroves on the other side to encounter people living there on the beach, in little not even shacks, sort of kind of tents, kind of tents, maybe made out of corrugated iron, maybe made out of wood, maybe made out of some sort of cloth, and they're all living up against the edge of the mangroves between, excuse me, I've got to sneeze, between the quite nice, apart from it's covered in shit, city beach and the mangroves. There's actually a sort of like raised, sort of sandy area, which means that you can't actually see the tents. If you're down at the shoreline walking along the beach, you can't actually see where they live, but there's people living there, a few hundred people living there. They're growing some things. They dig holes in the sand, and then they get some water. It must be quite salty water, but they get some water out of there, and then they use that water to actually grow some plants on the sand. They have a few horses. They're the poorest of the poor. I suspect they're village people moved to the city, and this is India. And do they have a toilet? No, they don't. Where do they do the toilet? Just there in the mangroves. They're doing their best. These people are surprised to see me coming out of the mangrove, but they're friendly. I asked them, what are you doing there? I see some guy digging. He says, oh, I'm digging a well. I'm going to grow some food. You know, it's hot. The guy's working, you know. The guy's working, You know, he's not sitting in his bed watching Jeremy Kyle claiming social security. The dude's working, and I say, oh, these are good people, and at the same time I just waded through these people's shit. So that's it, that's India. It's good people, but you need to wade through their shit on the daily. I've just realised that this is a fantastic place for snakes. There are a lot of cobras. You don't see them every day, but you do see them right in the city. So I don't know if that was a snake or not. You can't be paranoid and super careful all the time, because you just can't. It's just not human. This is alive. And so this is the sea. It doesn't really look like it, but this is the sea, and I can see something splashing in the water over there, and these snails are living here, or sort of cone shell of some kind. You see how big it is? I'll show you how black it is. Life goes on. Life goes on. I wonder what's in the water over there. Is it a big fish? What is it? I don't know. Is it a rat? I have to keep moving, I think, or mosquitoes are going to find me, so I'm going to keep walking, and I'll see if I can get a shot of whatever that is splashing about over there. So I've actually can see some fish now. There are a few of them just at the edge of the water in this tunnel, and a couple of shells down there in the water, and a few dark corners that you're not going to go into. I'm not anyway. So that's it. That's it. Let's just climb out of here. And there's always some Indian guy watching. Hello. Better than I did before. Can you believe it? I'm singing Elton John songs from the 80s. Oh, there. That's it. And back to the people bit of the sea.